Okay, everybody, welcome back to Beating the Facebook Algorithm. This is the first video of week 2. So when you last left us, we had about 100 likes completely organically to the page. We're now at 119. We also added a couple features that are going to be implemented in this week's training. So before we go a lot further, I do want to point those out. The first thing we did was we added shop, and we're adding different sections. And this is going to become relevant as we do some affiliate marketing a little later on this particular site. Okay, so we still have our pinned post. We've actually got some people in the group now, so that's going to start growing a little bit more. But the first thing that we're going to do, and the first thing you have to do after you've had things up for about a week, is check the insights for your page to see what people were actually responding to and what's working for your posting strategy, okay? So since we were really flying blind and this was a brand new page, we really didn't know what times of day to post or what to post or anything like that. The next thing I do want to bring to your attention is we've got just $1 a day that we're spending to get page likes. That's so far netted in 6 likes. Obviously, the more budget you put into this, the faster you're going to get likes to your Facebook page. But of course, this is all about organic likes. So really getting over 100 organic likes is a fantastic start. But now it's time to really get to work. So what we're going to look at here is the 5 most recent posts we have, what their reach was, and whether or not people were engaging. So the reach is actually pretty decent on most of these things, but that's not the most important thing to note. What we're looking at here is data for when our fans are online. Well, guess what? It's not available. Well, that kind of stinks. That's another reason that I use this tool that I've shown you guys before with Fan Page Robot. So you can see here we've got a quick little overview of our page. I have some things pulled up that are relative to wine here, but that's not exactly where we're going to start this week. Where we're going to start this week is looking at some of the pages that have a much larger following than ours, and we're going to actually preload some of those posts based on virility into our Fan Page Robot. And this is how we're going to do this. So we're going to type in wine in our Facebook search bar. From here, we've got a lot of different pages that work for people. Okay, so this is actually more of a interest than it is a page, right? So it's going to give you a few things that are related to wine in and of itself, but it just kind of shows you how large your audience is, and it is a very large audience. So what we're going to do at this point is take a look at who's got one of the most successful Facebook pages. Well, Mommy Drinks Wine and Swears looks pretty gosh darn successful to me. So what we're going to do here is we're going to start reverse engineering this particular page, okay? So they did a lot like what we did. They kind of have their little introductory here, what you can expect, all of those fun things. And then you've got, their photos, you've got a few articles on here, but you can kind of get a sense of what's actually working with their page. So what we're going to do and how we're going to implement this into our Fan Page Robot is a couple different things. Now, one of the reasons that I really like Fan Page Robot is even though I'm missing the demographics on the Facebook page right now for when our fans are online, the Fan Page Robot app actually goes through and it looks and sees based on what I posted what's best for most people who like this interest. So what you can see here is 12, 4, and 3 p.m. So what I did here was I changed our range. I changed our range from 11:45 a.m. to 4:15 p.m. every single day, and then maximum post per day for auto schedule. Okay, so the next thing I did was save it. Now, when I originally went in and set up Fan Page Robot and I began posting just so we could start getting some demographics, I made sure that all of these were already pre-scheduled, just kind of using the initial strategy I went over in the first 6 lessons of the course. So if you're feeling lost, I want you to go back to those first 6 lessons and look at those again. But for now, what we're going to do is we're going to start populating some more content that's based on virility. So what we're going to do here is go back to Mommy Drinks Wine and Swears. We're going to paste that URL here. We're going to search and or load that page. And then we get an automatic review of what is working for their page. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some of the most viral photos and we're going to start reposting those using FanPage Robot. Now there's a few other things I do want to draw to your attention this week as far as what we're scheduling posts for, but this is going to help us in the virility aspect. So we've got a few things here that are going to work. I'm going to take anything that has, 500 or more likes that are relevant to our wine page. Notice what I said there, relevant to our wine page. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one, I'm going to take this one, I'm going to take this one. Just kind of a few little funny things, because the goal here is to get people to share this content. So what we're going to do is find things that people are already sharing, and then we're going to leverage that same audience on our page. Now there's a few other ways we're going to do this, but the first thing we're going to do is we're going to pick 7 of these posts and we're going to repost them. Then the next thing we're going to do is going to be a little bit different, so I really need you guys to stick with me on this. So instead of watching me schedule each and every post individually, I'm just going to show you 1 or 2. Put in your little caption here, and then we're going to add it to queue. So you see here, it's already added to the queue at the perfect time. Based on what FanPage Robot told us is the perfect time to post. Now this one was another one that we liked quite a bit. And then we're just going to take this caption right here, we're going to put it right here. Okay? And then we're going to add this one to the queue as well. And then you see here, it's also scheduled for the time that Facebook Robot told us to do this. So that would be image number 2. Now we're going to do this. Image number 3, add that to queue. You see it scheduled it again at the best time of the day for us. And then we're going to look at this one. Got quite a bit of shares. We're going to do that one. So that's image number 4. Remember I said we're going to take 7 of these. We're going to auto schedule them. Sometimes it takes a couple minutes. And then we've got another one here. So now we're up to 5. Again, auto scheduled. I'm going to show you why this is important in just a few minutes. So then we are going to look and see what else might be the best possible images. So now we've got 6 that are scheduled. Then we're going to find another one that was pretty viral. And we're going to schedule that one as well. So there's our 7, right? So now that we have these 7 that are pre-scheduled, we're going to go over here. And you see how we've got the 33 pending posts, and I sprinkled this in with a few other things, some affiliate items, things of that nature, and I'm going to show you how to get those up in just a minute. And that's going to be a very different process. But now that we have these using our tool, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to refresh the schedules. So we're going to do this so that everything is now set up to post during the times of the day that FanPage Robot told us are best for us. That's going to help with our engagement, but I already went ahead and shuffled up all the posts so that we're getting all that. Now, if we want to make it a little bit more interesting, or if we want to make it a little bit more exciting, we're going to randomize the post order and simply click shuffle. So kapow. Now we have 34 pending posts. And then what we're going to do from here is something just a little bit different. So once you've gotten all of these done and you have, a good 2 weeks worth of posts done after you've gone through your first week with your Facebook page, the next little bit that we're going to go through in the next module will be a little bit more intensive. So I hope that this was informational and enlightening. Of course, if you have any questions, drop them in the comments below and I'm happy to answer them.